Hi everyone, Michelle Ford here, Senior Editor for SLR Lounge. In this episode, I'll be sharing 5 simple things I do at family portraits that you can try at your next session. Have you done a family portrait session and either ran out of ideas or maybe didn't know how to get the family photos to look more natural? You can try the 5 things I do to keep the energy up and the session flowing with some natural poses. First off, I want to make sure that I get all my necessary safe shots. Something I learned from shooting weddings and something that might not be so obvious, especially if you're new to the family photography business, is to cycle through all possible combinations. First, I'll start out with everyone together. Get a few formal shots with the whole family together. It's a great way to break the ice for everyone. Get them used to the idea of the camera and getting them accustomed to how you'll be directing them. Fire off a few shots and then start moving down the line to possible combinations by removing and adding bodies. So here's some of my favorite go-to combinations. First, you start out with everybody in, and then I'll try out daddy and kids, mommy and kids, just the kids, all the boys, all the girls. And if the kids are old enough to sit on their own, you can probably sneak in a picture of just mom and dad too. Now don't forget to get that one image that would be perfect for that Facebook banner, something that's got a right justified photo or something that's like nicely spread, and also that Facebook profile worthy shot. It'll get you some bonus points. If you've got extended family in your shoot, like grandparents, aunties, uncles, there's tons of combinations you can work out. I've got one here, all the women in the family. After I'm done with all the combinations, I'll try to go back and ask for one more full group shot, since the first shots were before we were all warmed up, and the second attempt usually gets me more genuine and relaxed images. So that was just tip number 1. Here's tip number 2. You can keep everyone occupied by enlisting their help. And what I mean by that is keeping the people who are out of your frame still engaged in the session while you're shooting some of the family members. So this is normal, right? You're trying to get the picture of the kids and you've got mom and dad right over your shoulder calling out to them to help you get their attention. Now first off, if this is your scenario, make sure that mom and dad are right over your shoulder instead of way above you or way off to the side. If mom and dad are in line with your camera, you'll have a better chance of getting the kids to look at you or at least close enough to you. Here's an example. They were way off, so nobody was looking at me. And then we got it right. Well, at least I got 2 out of 4 to look at me. What do you do with the kids while you're shooting mom and dad? Well, I like to enlist their help too. I have them stand right next to me and then they'll cheer on their parents. Maybe even make funny faces at them and make them smile. Kind of like this. And then you get these fun reactions. Or I'll have them go off to a corner and be amongst themselves. And then while I'm taking a picture of mom and dad, I'll try to sneak them into my frame. Tip number 3. Give them something to do and then shoot it. Here's some of my favorite go-tos. I'll make the kids jump. It doesn't matter how old they are either, I'll make them all do it. Or here's one, make mom and dad kiss, focus on them, and then have the kids run around them. Those ones come out really fun. Or just give them some games to play. You get some really fun, unpredictable pictures whenever you get everybody in on the game. Tip number 4 is delivering an image where they can say, oh my God, look how much the kids have grown. Or give the kids something to look back to where they can say, wow, look how little I was in that picture. I really love to document the stages of growth of these kids, especially if they're clients that come to me regularly for their portraits. In my head, these photos are family legacies and they're something that they'll be thumbing through later in life, just like we do at my house. Or they can be images for the wedding slideshow in 20 years. So definitely get that shot, the one where all the kids are standing next to mom and dad, and then you can use that adult as the height chart, sort of like this. Last tip to try, make them forget you're there. Become a journalist. For this, I'll either give them an activity where their focus is directed at each other, and then I'm on that trigger and ready to see what happens. Some magic happens. They just start talking to each other and then it becomes more documentary. Or I'll let them take a break and shoot whatever they're doing from a distance and becomes more journalistic. So let's review those 5 again. Cycle through the grouping combinations, starting with everybody in the picture and working your way through. Keep everyone occupied by enlisting their help while you shoot. Give them something to do and shoot it. Document the growth and progress of the kids, and be a journalist. Bonus round. The one thing I'm quick to warn my clients is that sessions can sometimes be unpredictable, especially when you're dealing with kids. They can decide to be flat or uncooperative, and of course, take all the precautionary measures like take the nap at the right time, make sure you've got snacks and drinks on hand, all that. But I remind them that we have to go at the pace of the children and just be prepared for whatever happens. And if things go awry, you just have to go with the flow. Let kids be kids. And you know what? I just tell them, I'm in full journalistic style mode if we hit a meltdown. I'll document whatever happens, but it's key that the parents keep their own cool. Because if they break down when the kids melt down, it just all goes south. Personally, I don't mind the meltdowns. Those are actually some of my favorite images ever. And it turns out the clients actually love them enough to use them as Christmas cards too. So, shoot them anyway. Sometimes they end up as blackmail material for the future. So there's 5 things and a bonus to try out on your next session. Have fun with it. Hopefully after your session is done, the kids are sufficiently wiped out and the parents love you even more for it. I hope this helps. I'd love to do another video on 5 more things to try. So why don't you guys leave me a comment and share what you guys do at your sessions so I can give that a try, and then I'll share it for next time. Till the next video, this is Michelle Ford, out.